Okay, as cliche as it's gonna sound, I didn't want to shoot this video because I know it was long and arduous. I've seen parts of it until I got bored, and I know editing and uploading this is going to be a B, and I'm like cringing thinking about this. But thought it over, and someone asked me in the comments, did I see the video? I guess that's kind of low-key asking me, am I going to do a commentary on it? So, I'm going to do a commentary on it. There's not much that I want to comment on it, but I'll clip out the parts that I can comment on, and then I'll edit it quickly, and then I'll upload it. Alright, a little bit about me. I'm David, or Fitness David. I've been in the fitness industry for way too long. So I do have a degree in exercise science. I have part of a degree in dietetics. I have continuing education in the sports nutrition type thing. But because I only have part of a degree in dietetics, I'm not a licensed dietitian, okay? So I'm going to keep this not crossing the boundaries and see what happens. Of course, I encourage you to like the video or dislike the video as long as you do something to it to keep the algorithms going. If you subscribe to the page, comment, let me know what you want to see, I'll get to it. So just to preface this again, because this is such a long and arduous video and my attention span is not big, but what I do is I take my phone, I'll do something else at the same time, like I'm going to make myself something to eat, and when I come upon something that I can comment on, I'll come here to the camera, film a little clip, put it on my laptop, record that clip, and all is good. Yes, it is a system, it works.
I know for a fact I'm going to get comments saying that I look like a man. Whatever, if you think so, great. I'm going to get comments saying that I'm a steroid abuser. Okay, cool.
This whole prefacing videos, kind of forecasting that people are going to leave hate comments or whatever, I don't even think it's necessary. I mean, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I actually see this complimentary. Someone's trying to engage with you, someone's trying to push your buttons. They're going through that energy to do that. That's bank. That's bank. You take that bag, you go to the bank, and you live off that. You know what I mean? It's like they're helping you. It's like people who care enough to actually transfer their sad state of mind at the point of time when they're actually writing said comment is helping you. They care. They probably like you, you know what I mean? That's usually how it is. But because the person doesn't feel that good about themselves, they have to change it to some sort of anger because they don't want to face the fact that they're jealous or whatnot. Fill in the blank. So I don't even think this is... So it's kind of a moot point. If they say you look like a man, a lot of people are into that, you know what I mean? To each his own. Probably a projection on their part. Going right for the personal initially, it's kind of sad, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I do too. Check my Bobby's perspective. I didn't straight out say that he looked Mongoloidian, but he didn't look like there was too much up there, and he was insulting Dr. Dray, so I'm thinking, tit for tat, you know what I mean? It is the internet.
Dr. Dray heavily moderates her comment section. I don't. Anybody can say whatever they want to me, whatever, I don't care. I see it partially as engagement, also I learned a lot.
So about Dr. Dray moderating her comment section, I don't really see an issue with it. I mean, it's her channel, you know what I mean? I'll see some of the comments, I'll reply thank you to some of the comments because I see it as a gesture that you actually cared enough to watch the video or at least a small part of it and comment. It might be just seeking attention. I don't know at that point. I kind of see how the conversation is going, you know what I mean? If a conversation or comment is very you-based, you, I might answer, I might not after the first thank you. If I see it's you, I see where it's going and I just ignore it. I might delete it, I might not. I don't think that's an issue. It's my channel, I can do what I want with it. I don't really think twice about it. And I think that from the whole influx of people commenting and some people subscribing, you eventually build people who actually care about you or me. That's kind of the goal of this. You're trying to build a channel with people who actually care about you or have something in common with you or something of the like. That just being honest there.
If you're coming in my comment section giving me shit, great, you're allowed to do that, but just remember, if you're allowed to give your opinion, I'm allowed to give my opinion. That's how this works. Just because you disagree with me, that doesn't mean that my opinions are invalid.
You mean invalid? That doesn't mean that my opinions are invalid, not unvalid. I'm just nitpicking.
Another concern is that Dr. Dray is prominent on pro-ana websites. She is thinspo, thinspiration, and that's very sad. You know, some people also mentioned to me that she's a marathon runner. So the fact that she's a marathon runner and has a certain physique doesn't necessarily mean that there's not underlying eating disorders.
That's a whole nother can of worms. You know, when people idealize people because they have a YouTube channel or because they're a celebrity or because they're this or that, they kind of don't see the reality of who the person is. I don't think there's anything wrong with a doctor coming on YouTube and promoting something. And if they happen to be too thin and it shows underlying disordered eating, most probably. Right? But you know what? There's a gray aspect. Love her sunscreen advice, love her hair that grew out, but it stops there. It's not like, oh my God, I want to be her. I want to be just like, I've thought like that in the past, but now, you know, with a more matured way of thinking, I kind of take bits and pieces out of people. I like parts of Freelee. I like parts of this bodybuilder. I like parts of Dr. Dray. Doesn't mean I like Dr. Dray or I like Freelee or it doesn't mean I want to be them or I want to, everything they say is good. You know, the whole Jordan Peterson effect, the whole, I don't know, Oprah effect, the whole everything effect. It's like people who aspire to be someone physically without seeing the underlying issues or the reality of it. It's, you know, idealizing and romanticizing people. And this whole fan club thing, this whole groupie thing, it's been around for decades, you know what I mean? With Justin Bieber, with, I don't know, I can't name anymore. But everyone is a human being and you gotta take the good with the bad. Take the good, reject the bad, and you're golden. Make up yourself. That's the thing. People don't have an identity, right? So they try to create an identity that is modeling someone else. Because, oh, Dr. Dray is thin. She has 500,000 subscribers. A plus B equals C. I do that, I will get the same amount of subscribers. And it doesn't work like that. People have to kind of pave their own way. And it's difficult. It is. So, does that mean that Dr. Dray should stop what she's doing? No. Because I think Dr. Dray is pretty legit in what she does and what she believes in. She's older. She's created a sense of identity. It just happens to be exposed on the internet as much as you can expose it, you know what I mean? It's still clips in presenting what you want the world to see. But you try your best, you know, and people have to take that into account that you're not with her 24/7. You don't know what her issues are. She hasn't spoken about them from what I know. You can assume things, right? They could be correct. Does it mean that you're going to not like her anymore? Maybe that's why she's not even divulging it. She probably knows her situation. I've heard her say she's also been, you know, ballerina. I mean, it's the behavior from a very early age, you know what I mean? So it's not easy to kind of extricate yourself from disordered eating if it is. If it's with ballet, it most probably is. It's an aesthetic sport, right? So your aesthetics, long and lean, have to be there, regardless of the damage that it creates later on and the habits that are, you know. The fact that she puts herself forward and is vulnerable to people talking about how thin she is, or she was even thinner before when I first started watching her. She's gained some weight. So that obviously shows that she's aware of it. It's good that she actually puts herself forward and shows what she does. The issue is with the people absorbing that. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that Dr. Dray shouldn't put it out there. It's her life. She's not advocating anything. She's saying what she does. I prefer that than someone coming on picture perfect and then saying what they eat in a day and it's picture perfect. And no, it's not picture perfect. It's what you're putting together. So, yeah, I prefer people being more real and not perfect. Idealizing her? No. Stop that.
From what I understand, she does actually have pretty decent skincare advice. This is not about her knowledge as a dermatologist. I'm sure she's very knowledgeable as a dermatologist. I can't comment on that. I have zero knowledge on dermatology. My skincare is very basic.
That's actually what I like about her skincare also, is that it's very basic. Sunscreen, no fragrance, and like some form of retin-A, tretinoin, or azelaic, is it azelaic acid? Different, that's over the counter now in the US. If you're in Canada, you can actually get it through Target.com. They'll deliver it to Canada. So she doesn't promote any of the other BS, which I think is great. It's super. Yeah, plus I learned from her how humectants are amazing. Although I'm not using hyaluronic acid yet, I found that glycerin has helped. Doing it right after the shower, you know, whatever cream I happen to use, that's on special. But one of the first ingredients after water is glycerin. Amazing, amazing. Actually, just recently for my hair, glycerin incorporating into it, and she hasn't talked about that, but I've been able to expand upon that for myself because I've been able to see what I haven't seen before and how it works. That Does that make sense? Yeah, I've also learned about the difference between a mineral-based sunscreen or mineral sunscreen, which is basically zinc or titanium dioxide, and, you know, chemical-based sunscreens, you know, the avobenzone, all of them that sting my eyes and cause more irritation. And I've learned a lot to be able to experiment with what works for me and knowing what I could put around my eyes. I'm still experimenting with how to get to my right skin tone. It's like the more potent and efficacious sunscreens, you know, tend to leave the most cast. So it's like I'm learning through her, and I'm very grateful that she's been promoting this or talking about this and showing how to do this, because who else am I going to learn from? You know, I don't see anyone else. I've looked at all these other beauty gurus and it's like, no.
People say that she's sick. Yeah, she might have celiac disease, but celiac disease just means that you can't process gluten. That doesn't mean you're naturally going to be just extremely skinny. And people might say like, oh, she has thyroid problems, or she has this, or she has that. But then if you're a vlogger, if you have a YouTube channel and there's something wrong with you, people can look at, you cannot tell me that not by looking at this woman that she looks healthy. That is the same as looking at somebody that's 800 pounds. They look unhealthy, or the same as a woman that is extremely juiced up.
I just got an idea in my head that reminded me exactly of the Eugenia Clooney case, where Onision was really on her that she was anorexic and that she should get help, and she's gotten skinnier and skinnier. And then there was another scandal with her and her mother controlling her, allegedly controlling her, manipulating her, which I don't think that ended up being true, but it's kind of got some action involved in it. With I could, just because of what you just said, I could imagine something building from this, you know what I mean? And going to Eugenia Clooney route, that she does an interview with Katie Morton and then a whole documentary with Shane Dawson, and then it just explodes her into like the stratosphere. What I want to say, I mean, like I already said it, that I have a thing with people coming on and looking perfect, you know. People are human, you know what I mean? So influencer or not, everyone's a human being. Now to see where this goes in terms of, I don't know, a diagnosis or whatever, and then an evolution into documentary, I think that'd be pretty interesting, you know. I'd watch it.
Another comment that I got a lot was that people say that I made that video for views. I had no idea it was gonna blow up.
Give me some views, please. Please, bring him down. This channel needs some views.
I think Freelee is a bit crazy, but at the same time, I like her convictions. I like what she stands by. I like her passion.
Okay, with Freelee, I've been following her videos since 2013, I think, where she was doing what I eat in a day, her data raids, her 100 squats, like her squats throughout her videos. Integrity. I don't know Freelee, and I see enough of reality to not judge a book by their YouTube videos. I don't know her personally. I've seen the videos of Duran Rider. I know of that relationship. It's still very difficult for me to tell what is reality and what is not reality. Now the thing with Freelee having integrity, what I see is that Freelee tried different things. She was on a good ride, showing her body, getting up to 700,000 subscribers, and going to LA with Duran Rider, and rumors of that things were going to kick off into a show or something that it was at her summit, at her peak in 2016, 17, something like that, or 18, I don't know. And then it kind of all crashed. She was doing a lot of going after the celebrities of what they ate and all that, right? And that kind of became her niche. Kind of like Nikocado Avocado, his niche became just doing mukbangs, became the next vegan, and then by doing mukbangs and gaining a lot of weight, that was his shtick. That's what worked for him. I think for Freelee, that's what worked for her. She tried to kind of branch out into different things, like Freelee life, you know, with her Icelandic boyfriend, living off the grid, not wearing makeup. She didn't remove her breast implants. I don't know if she still does her Botox, but not doing makeup, not dyeing her hair anymore, washing with baking soda, like trying to promote that, you know, we are not enslaved women having to live to a certain standard, because she dated a lot of steroid heads and she lived that gym lifestyle and she wanted to disassociate from that. It's like that was a part of who you are, you know, what you latch from one dogma to another dogma and you are altruistic. You know, I think everyone needs to own their path. I don't say it's bad or good. Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he became governor, he controlled all his gay for pay stuff. All that stuff he did in the past with all the rumors with Joe Weider and all the you know, I know the bodybuilding industry quite well enough, you know, there's a lot of gay for pay, there's a lot of all this, you know, you gotta do stuff for money. What Arnold did exactly is unknown, but he erased everything once he became governor. I kind of see that like with Freelee, you know, maybe you're kind of going at the tail end when she's tried to reinvent herself a few times with different avenues, you know, clothing, you know, that she's just very frugal with her clothing, you know, trying to promote those and they didn't work, I guess, you know, and so she went back to what worked, which was going after people for their diet because that's what people wanted to see. You call that integrity? I mean, it is YouTube. You go after what works, but that's kind of like, I'm gonna be un-PC, but like shucking and jiving, you know what I mean? You're doing stuff for, you're trying to make your money and trying to get people, people pleasing you. Be honest with them. I want the views here, you know? I want to build this channel up. I'm not gonna convolute it with something and saying like, I have integrity or whatever. It's a moot point. It's YouTube, you know? It's the internet. You're building something, you try to build a sustainable business. Full stop. Okay, I know I haven't even gotten into the reaction of Freelee and we're already 8 minutes in out of an hour and 8 of this video, and I know editing all this, my video is going to be somewhat long already because of my talking. So like I said, the uploading is because I don't have a good upload rate. So I'm gonna leave it at this as let's say a part 1, right? And if you want to see more reaction of the Freelee video from Chikara, is that her name? The bodybuilder, the Australian bodybuilder. Is she Australian or British? I have to check the accent again. Might be British or UK-ish. Yeah, I'm American. I'm a North American bloke. So yeah, let me know and then I'll do the next one. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, hate the video, comment, bring some hate, might get an answer, might not, might get the comment deleted. You just never know. It's just a melange of whatever, so keep you guessing.